Hi, Patrick here, back with another Dollar Tree Theater. All right. So today we're going to be doing something slightly different. Haven't done one of these for Dollar Tree Theater in a minute, so I thought I'd come back and revisit the format, and that is documentaries. And so I thought I'd go ahead and talk about 2016's Building Star Trek. So I got this factory seal at the library for 25 cents. Um, this is actually for the Smithsonian Channel, and it was produced by Discovery Channel Canada. And it tells dual story. It tells three different story. It has three different storylines. They're going to rebuild the Enterprise for the Smithsonian. They're going to be doing a brand new exhibit. So they want to take the Enterprise from the original series and restore it for display. Two, there's a museum in Seattle, the EMP Museum, where the director is going to go ahead and make a large Star Trek display, and he wants to use as many original props that he can find. But being Star Trek, and it's very, very hard to find original prop pieces. And the third line is how scientists are working on the science of Star Trek. Warp drive, transporters, phasers, tricorders, and how far advanced are they? Are they actually in reality? So it's three different storylines that run one by one by one. And it's a very cool, and it's done very seamlessly. This is directed by Mick Grogan, who also wrote some of the outline. And the show is narrated by Joe Conrad, and it features some of the Star Trek. It features two of the Star Trek cast for the J.J. Abrams show, Simon Pegg and Carl Urban, and it also features, this is probably one of her last public appearances. It also featured Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura on the original Star Trek. And so it follows the storylines of how they have to restore the Enterprise. It's pretty well beaten up, and it's very fragile. And so they have to figure out how to get inside of it, restore the electronics to make them all work, and not doing it without damaging the model. The model was quite large. It's heavy. So they have to go in there and repaint it. They have to fixture all the fractures in it, and it's very painstakingly and time consuming. And meanwhile, we see the director from the EMP. He himself is having a hard. He has to travel around the country to collectors who have very rare pieces and try to talk them into donating them to the museum during its run, during the display's run. And unlike today's Star Trek, who's realized the value of their props and of their models, Star Trek, the original series, did not. Once the show ended after 3 years, a majority of that just went out the door, and we see pieces like, including the captain's chair, which is actually decent shape, but the console where Chekhov and Sulu sat, oh man, just it was a display in only name only, and all these pieces had to be basically rebuilt from the ground up. There's no patching, there's no MacGyvering. They have to be basically rebuilt, and that's no easy task and a lot of money. But there are some things they did find that were in decent shape still. Some of the clothes were still in great shape. The phasers, I think there's only like 3 phasers that still exist. A tricorder and some other things. And then Uhura's earpiece still survived. So there's a lot of cool things to see. But like I said, I mean, you compare the relics from Star Trek, the original series, versus Next Generation, Voyager, Enterprise, and Deep Space Nine. It's not going to be any comparison. They're going to have all those props, and they're all being taken care of, which is a good thing. Because who knows? Maybe in 20 years we'll be seeing those at the Smithsonian. Really enjoyed the science aspect of this too. It's amazing to see that there's a lot of the science in Star Trek is actually happening. Um, such as a transporter, tricorder. I mean, they're working on it. There's a private company that holds a contest where they put up different science projects, and teams that work on them can have a chance to win up to $10 million. So there's people that were working on the tricorder, and not too bad either. Pretty interesting. The only thing they have not figured out yet how to do is warp drive. That is still beyond us, but everything else, including phasers, they are practically they can happen practically. They can happen, but they haven't figured out how to do warp drive yet. So overall, I really enjoyed this. This ran for it's a nice length documentary too. This is 92 minutes long, so this is a very worthy. If you're into Star Trek, this is definitely worth picking up. If you're a completist, if not, if you're just a documentary fan, this is still great. You can probably get this at the Smithsonian Channel website, and you can probably buy this at Discovery Channel. You can pick up copies of this. If not, you can always check Amazon and eBay. Yeah, so this is this was definitely worth my quarter investing in this. All right, so that's it for Dollar Tree Theater this time around. If you're new to the channel and this is your first time here, please consider giving us a sub. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us a little bit about yourself down in the comment section about you and your relationship with Star Trek. Are you a Star Trek fan, Star Wars fan? And what series is your favorite? The original, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, or Next Generation? Me personally, I'm a Deep Space Nine guy. Next, Star Trek, the original series, and then Next Generation. But yeah, let's hear what you have to say. Drop a comment. A comment. Not a pumpkin and a check and a crown, please. That doesn't help my algorithm reading. So please leave a real comment. That would be awesome. And yeah, and we will see you for the next adventure of Dollar Tree Theater. Live long and prosper.